Hey my lovelies, and welcome to a new video. In this video I'm doing a rose quartz design with rose gold and copper accents. I'm using a semi-transparent white gel polish, a semi-transparent pink gel polish, and I mixed the two to create a lighter shade of a semi-transparent pink. I also used a regular white gel polish. Then I used a platinum rose gold polish and some copper leaf. I also used some rose gold metal nail art pieces and some rhinestones, but you will see those later in the video. So the first nail I'm doing is really simple. This will be a plain rose gold nail with some rhinestones added later on. So I do one coat of the rose gold, cure this in my lamp, and then I'm going in with a second coat, and I'll obviously cure this coat as well. And I'm going to be working on several nails at the same time, so I hope it's not too confusing. So for the pinky nail, I want to have a base of the semi-transparent white gel polish, so I'm starting with a first coat of that. And I'll give this a full cure. And I'm going to give the rose gold nail a third coat because I was working on a transparent tip and I felt like you could still see through it a little bit and I wanted it completely opaque. Then I'm going in with a second coat on the pinky nail. So a second coat of the transparent white, obviously. And here I'm putting a layer of base coat on the rose gold nail. I didn't really have to do that. I don't know why I did, but if I were to do this design on an actual person, I would either build up my nail first with builder gel and put the rose gold gel polish on top, or I would encapsulate the rose gold gel polish to build up a proper nail structure. Back to the pinky nail, I wanted this to be an almost full nail of the copper leaf with just some of the white showing through. So I'm tearing up some of the leaf into smaller pieces and now I'm placing it on the nail where I want it. I'm just placing it on the sticky layer of the cured gel polish. So depending on the look you're going for, you can for example, use smaller pieces of the foil and leave larger spaces in between so you have more of the white visible, or if you don't want any of the background to be visible, you can not tear up the copper leaf at all and just put it on in one big piece. So when I was happy with the way it looked, all I did was flatten the copper leaf with my finger and then I sealed it in with a coat of base coat. Again, if this was on an actual nail, I would seal it in and then build up my nail with builder gel or polygel. Then I'm going to do 3 nails the same way so they will have the rose quartz effect. And I will be using the mix that I made. I'll be using some white gel polish and some isopropyl alcohol. So first I'm going in with a first coat of this semi-transparent light pink mix that I made, and I will give this a full cure. And I'll do this on all 3 of the nails. And the trick or secret to achieve this look is working in layers. So it does take some time, but I think it's worth it because I really love the way it looks in the end. And if you're doing this technique on a client, you can alternate between hands, so you're not waiting all the time until your layer is cured. Okay, so when that first layer is cured, I'm going to go in with a detailing brush and the white gel polish and some isopropyl alcohol. So with the detailing brush and the white gel polish, I'm just going to put some random squiggly lines on the nail. So because this is supposed to look like a rose quartz, you want to make these lines as random as you can, especially when you're doing several nails like these in a set. You want to make sure that the line work isn't the same on all the rose quartz nails. So the lines haven't been cured yet. I am taking a gel brush and dipping it in the isopropyl alcohol. You can see that I'm constantly wiping my brush on my paper towel as well, so you don't want to have your brush too wet, but it has to be wet enough. And this video is a bit longer because I left the footage of all 3 nails in it on purpose so you guys can really see what I'm doing. And like I said, I am making sure my lines are in a different way than on the first nail. So I'm taking my brush with the alcohol, and what I do is I fade out the lines. Now remember, this is only the first layer of line work, so I'm not spending too much time on this layer yet. When I feel I've taken away a bit too much of the white, I just go in and add some more. You can play around with this until you're happy, and then you put it in the lamp to cure. So when that first layer of lines is cured, you can go in with your second layer of the transparent pink. And of course give this a full cure again. I'm going to put my second layer of the pink on the second rose quartz nail. And also on the third one. And after this second pink layer is cured, we are going to go in with the second layer of lines. And like I said, make these as random as possible, so don't draw them over the lines of the first layer. I hope you guys know what I mean. You can see what I'm doing. So again, I'm going to fade these lines with my brush and the isopropyl alcohol. But I'm doing it a bit different than the first layer, so I am blurring out the entire lines and flash curing this in my lamp. And then I'm going to go in with my detailing brush and draw finer lines on one side of the blurred lines. I really hope this makes sense. And then I'm going to fade out these lines again to make them like super fine. But there is no right or wrong to this. Do whatever looks good to you. So of course I am doing this second layer of lines on the other rose quartz nails. And of course don't forget to give this second layer of lines a full cure as well. So after curing this second layer of lines, I am going to go in with a third layer of the transparent pink, just like we did before, and giving this a full cure as well. So very important, make sure you cure all your layers fully in your lamp. After the third layer of the transparent pink, I'm going in with a third layer of the lines, the same way as I did the second layer of lines. And again, making them random, crossing them with the previous layers of lines. I don't show this in the video because you guys don't need to see the same thing over and over again. So, after curing the third layer of lines, I did add some of the copper leaf. Then I went in with a fourth layer of the transparent pink and a fourth layer of the white lines. And after curing this fourth layer of the white lines, I went in with one layer of the transparent whites to blur everything out. So that's what I'm doing on all three of the nails at this point. I haven't shown how I added the copper leaf because I am going to add some more of this on top of the transparent white cured layer. And you will see me do that in a minute. So the transparent white layer has been cured and I'm going to go in with some of the copper leaf. So I ripped it up into super small pieces because I wanna create some veining with this next to some of the white lines of the last layer of white lines. So I'm just picking up these small pieces with the pointy end of an orange wood stick and placing them where I want them on the nail. Again, like with the pinky nail, I'm just putting these into the sticky layer of the cured gel polish. And this is also the way I did it after my third layer of white lines. But like I said, there is no right or wrong to this. You can make this design your own. You can add the leaf veins after every layer of the white lines. You can only put it on this last layer. You can leave out the leaf veining completely. It's all up to you. And if you do recreate this design, guys, I would really love to see it. So you can tag me on Facebook or on Instagram. You could do this design with other types of minerals. When I'm happy with this leaf, I am going to seal everything in with a layer of base coat. Again, if this were on an actual nail, I would encapsulate this nail with builder gel. And then it's time to decorate. So I'll be using some AB crystals, some rose gold metal nail art pieces, and some opal, white opal crystals, and some gel glue for nail art. I usually do my crystal placement in sections, so I'll add some of the gel, I'll put some of the nail art, and I'll give this a flash cure, and I'll repeat those steps until my design is finished, and then I will give this a full cure. By the way, you guys, I don't know if I have mentioned this in any of my previous videos, but none of the crystals I use are actual Swarovski crystals, so they all come from different stores on AliExpress. So that's that nail done. This one is going to be really simple, some crystals in the center of the nail. When the crystal placement is this simple, I don't flash cure in between. That's that one done. And then this one is the ring finger. I'm using some of those metal pieces on this one. Sometimes I lay out the placement of the pieces I'm using in advance. That's what you can see in the glitter tray. I didn't really like this gel glue for this particular design because, as you can see, my pieces are sliding all over the place. So in this case, I would have been better with a firmer gel glue that keeps your pieces where you put them. So after putting them all on the nail, I did spend some time maneuvering them to where I wanted them. And when that was done, I gave this a flash cure, and I believe I added some micro beads after that. I feel like this voiceover is all over the place. I have such a scatterbrain today, so I hope this wasn't too annoying for you guys. So after all the micro beads were on, I gave this nail a full cure, and then I was ready to top coat. So even though the crystals I use aren't real Swarovskis, I don't top coat over them because you do lose the facets when you do that. So I butt my top coat up against them. This also helps to seal them in. I used a no wipe top coat from Born Pretty on this set. This was an old bottle that I just wanted to use up. I don't think they even sell those 10 ml bottles anymore. So I do top coat on top of the metal pieces. This seals them in, and also it protects the color. I'm sorry for being out of focus here, but you guys can still see what I'm doing. And lastly, I'm top coating the pinky. and this is the finished set. I hope you like them. I really love how these turned out. Thanks so much for watching, my lovelies. Please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye! Mwah.